few tricks to go over today. I'm going to show you my absolute favorite aerial, and it's the behind the back aerial. Like that. That's the behind the back aerial. We're going to be working that, and we might come up with a few extra little tricks here and there. But just to start, keep in mind every time before you start your training, be sure to do your wrist stretches. If you forget your wrist stretches, make sure that you go back and look. Another thing, make sure that you visit our new website. It's brand new. We just got it done about 3 weeks ago, and that's going to be the new format. It's a lot less clutter. It looks a lot more awesome. I thought I had something else to say, but it's eluding me right now. My shoulder is healing every day. So my dislocated shoulder is fixed, but it's frozen, but I can finally go above the head now. So it's like every day it gets a little bit better. I gotta fight it. I gotta work for it. I work for every inch that I get. But it's feeling really good now. I'm able to do shows again, which is great because, you know, I lived the life of a performer and it was really tricky having to sit like that. But I will say this, if you ever do get injured or if anything ever happens to you, look at it as an opportunity to train in other ways. What I mean to say is, when I first dislocated my shoulder, I was really disheartened. First I kept my head up, and I was like, I can do this, you know, I tried not to think about it too long, but eventually it started to wear on me because I really wanted to spin and I really wanted to do the things I used to do. And the first reaction when you get back into spinning, when you have an injury, is to do your old tricks. The things that come automatic, the things that make you feel really powered and powerful, and for me, my right arm was very empowering. I mostly used that. But as time went on, and it was a little frustrating at first, but as time went on, I worked my left a whole lot. And what basically happened is now my left is more dominant than my right. And as my right hand gets more healed, I'll eventually be able to incorporate both, and I'm going to have a much more balanced flow. It's going to be pretty amazing when I can finally get this arm to completely work again. I think what's going to happen is I'm going to have a style that's even better than before the injury. And it's all because I just shifted the focus onto something that I could do instead of thinking about what I couldn't do. You know, it's totally cool if like you do feel bad about an injury and you do want that, but in the end it's really about what you do every moment. So just think about what your actions are doing every moment. Like, what are you doing about it? If your shoulder's dislocated or if you have a major injury, what are you doing about your life that you can like be happy about? And you may have to start over and you may have to rebuild a little bit, but most injuries heal. And if you are planning on it healing, you can like just kind of write it down logically, like, okay, in the future this is going to come back, but until then, instead of trying to force this to heal faster, you know, take it nice and slow and gradual so you don't get injury, focus on something completely different, like your other hand, or dancing, or maybe you wanted to even take up something different, like writing, etc., etc. Okay, so there's my philosophy for today, my deep thought. The behind the back aerial is awesome. It's an awesome move. We're going to start by standing. I'm going to use my right arm, yes! My right arm is doing a figure eight. The most basic of moves, figure eight, right? We're making a circle this way and a circle this way. This was in my very basics video, so you should be able to do a figure eight. And here's what's going to happen. As the figure eight crosses over onto the same side, so my right hand, as soon as the figure eight crosses on the right side, I'm going to turn my back this direction. So we're going to go boom, boom, and it crosses and I turn my back. What's going to happen is, as I turn my back, it's going to actually wind upwards. It's going to wind upwards behind my back, and that's exactly what we want. My other arm, for now, is just going to you're just going to try to feel the chuck with the other arm. So it's going to be like this. Okay, so I'm sorry, we're doing the figure eight. As soon as it crosses, my left arm is going to go backwards, and this is actually just going to tap the bicep right there. Shwoom, like that. And then we'll go back and it'll actually turn into a reverse figure eight. That's a behind the back feint. So like, that's an actual move. If you don't want to do the throw, or if you've done a couple throws already, like shoom, feint, and back. Okay? So what we're going to do, figure eight, figure eight. And as soon as it crosses over, we're going to turn our body to where I'm facing the wall now. Okay? So I was facing here, turning 90 degrees, and I'm taking my hand back, and it's going to bounce right there. Boom. If you wanted to integrate that move into hyper style, you can even go from there. So we're going here, boom, boom. This is a hyper move. we can bounce it from the back of the bicep back here. And then if we pull it back, we can bounce it on the back of our tricep over there. So it's bicep here, tricep here. So now I showed you two moves. We have the feint, and we can turn back, or we have this quick hyper move, which of course the next step we could just turn this direction and all of a sudden we're back to table bounces. Of course, we're going for the aerial. I just want you to see that, that you have more possibilities than you think. Now the trick to the aerial, I usually use 3 fingers, and it's all about that flick. What I mean by the flick is, if you just throw it, it's going to go that direction, because what's happening is as my arm is swooping down, the angle that the arm is making is a long arc, right? So if you were to let go, it's going to continue moving in the arc that your arm's moving, which is that direction. We don't want it to go that direction, so at the very end, it's really all about how your fingers twist, flick, and release at the very last second. It should be an upward, a little upward flick. So the next thing you're going to do, you may want to try this outside. We're doing our figure eight, It comes under, and as soon as it reaches a little bit past our waist, so not necessarily in the center, but a little bit past the waist, as soon as it reaches over here, you notice how my arm is tucked back? This is actually going to fly past my arm. Our fingers are going to flick like that. Flick, flick. This may take a little bit of practice, but it's going to look like this. Flick, and we're going to turn and catch it. Okay. Right now, though, we're going to just do the flick and we're going to let it fall. It should pass through the space in our arm, and it should flick and it should spin directly upwards. It may even spin a little bit backwards towards us. That's okay. Just make sure it doesn't go that way. If it goes that way, you haven't flicked up enough with your fingers. Flick, turn, grab. Again, flick, grab, like that. You can do it multiple times. Oops. Great move, great move. Just keep practicing that. Figure eight, turn 180 degrees. Get your hands set up, and then at the very last second, flick. Once you flick it, as long as you flick it straight, it's going to stay in this plane. It's going to be straight, so all we're going to do is turn, meet it, and grab. We got it. You can be like awesome and make this awesome pose. Punch! Yeah! What you think? Okay, I got another trick for you. It's not hard at all to do. It just looks neat. Start practicing this pass here. This is a great pass. You can do it fast, and there's all different kinds of variations that you can add to it later on. You may say, hey, what's Ken doing? Is he showing off? No, I'm showing you how it looks in flow. Sometimes people think like when I go really fast, it's like, you show off. Kind of, I guess. I guess I am a little bit. More though, if instead of thinking about egotistically what I'm trying to do, why don't you like just look at it like, oh, so this is what it would look like in flow. I get it. He's not showing off. He's trying to inspire you. Because that's more the case. This pass right here is a great way to essentially, because every time you make a pass and you can grab, keep in mind whenever both your hands hit the chucks, you can redirect that any time. So when you have one hand, it's harder to redirect it. You have to be able to redirect it when you have space to do so, because the momentum is kind of commanding. But when you use your other hand, we can always just redirect it, and that's what I love about this pass. Because once we use two hands, two things. One, you can redirect it easy. Two, it keeps both your hands busy. You don't have dino hand. Ugh. Everyone's like worst enemy is dino hand. But the more you can think about, if I'm using one nunchuck, the more I use two hands in harmony, the better. The better you can think of like integrating a full-bodied performance instead of just standing still like this and doing one thing here and then one thing here kind of thing, you know? We want to be able to use both hands. Wow. Use our bodies. Alright, so enough ranting. We're going to take our right hand and spin it counterclockwise. It's very simple. Our left hand, this is going to be kind of an awkward grab. Thumb's pointing towards the ground. And once the chuck reaches about 6 o'clock, we're going to pull it in the way. Boom. So here, twist, pull. See, when I say twist, it's just because you don't want to grab it like this. You actually want to twist your hand like this. So, counterclockwise, hands getting ready to intercept at 6, boom. Nope, like that. Once that happens, we can just pull our right hand over, And it almost looks like a back-to-back wrist roll. You guys remember the back-to-backs? It's going to look like a back-to-back wrist roll, but before it wraps completely around the wrist, we're going to grab it with our right hand again. So we got this catch. Our right hand's going to pull it over, and it's going to reach under. Again, grab right here. Okay, if I was to erase my hand, as soon as I let go, it's reaching under here. So it's on top of my left hand, then it goes shoo, and catches under there. Grab, pull, grab, pull, grab. And you just repeat it over and over. So essentially we have this pass here. There's a lot of variations we can add to it. But first just get comfortable with this pass, and then also try it the other way. Remember, here, grab, here, grab. You're going to have a direction that works a little bit better. I'm going to give you a couple things that you can do with this. One is when your bottom hand grabs it, so when your left hand grabs it, if I'm using my right hand, the moment you grab it, you launch it into the air, into a throw. How does the launch work? It's simple. Your hand just rotates all the way up, and then you let go. And again, you'll notice what's going to happen in slow motion is my fingers are going to I'm going to open up my hands except for these two fingers, and I'm going to give it like a little bit of an upward flick. Just like the throw we just worked on. Boom. Boom. Drop. On the ground. Yes. Alright. Another thing we can do, of course, is do a hand roll before. So if my right hand now is not doing much, remember this time my left hand was doing the throw, my right hand can do a hand roll. A front-to-front hand roll, which is the hardest of hand rolls. But this is a great way to train it. Front to front, grab, throw. Front to front, grab, throw. Front to front, grab, throw. And drop it. Front to front, grab, throw. So I'm doing a front to front, one extra beat to just to line it back up, and then flick it in the air. Boom, boom, throw. Boom, boom, throw. There's a lot of things we can do. I'm going to give you one more. We grab it here, but this time we wind it up. So grab, wind. See my fingers are crossing over like little, what's up? This is the peace sign, right? Boom, peace sign. So, what's up? Now we're going to take this horizontally, and I'm just going to relax it on my fingers. It's just like the hyper style redirect almost, and we're going to redirect it out to here. Remember this one? Boom, 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 boom. That was one of those redirect combos. It's the same thing, except for now we're gonna do it from this grab. Boom, peace sign, what's up? And then it's gonna move horizontally out. The way it works is, again, we're kind of catching vertically. We're gonna pull it up vertically, and then we're gonna think horizontal. Here's what it looks like in fast motion. Here, peace sign, roll, swing. Here, peace sign, roll, swing. I'm gonna do it really slow. Here. What's up? Right there. It's coming sideways now. This finger's gonna flick it. That's all I got for you right now. Keep watching the videos. Come to our website. Send me a message. Let me know what you're working on. And definitely don't forget the Facebook discussion group, because there's people that are active and talking already, and you should be a part of it if you've got any questions or want to be a part of our Nunchuck community. Again, this is Ken. Any questions? Give me a holler. Love hearing from you.